millennium. Anybody I like or dislike? Honestly, I feel like this whole book kind of craps on Joe. I feel like Kushner really craps on Joe because Joe's the only one who's not in like the Bethesda conversation. Joe doesn't really get any kind of reconciliation of his personal character or anything like that, even though I personally feel like he should have, because he went through a lot. He was closet gay, trying to maintain an aspect of good, the image of a good man, by doing what he was supposed to do, by doing right by his wife, doing right by Roy, even though it didn't feel right with his personal beliefs or anything like that, or personal beliefs or just personal convictions, things that he wanted to do, like all that. You see here. So yeah, I do personally feel like Joe deserved the same. Like if Roy, honestly, if Roy can get some sort of reconciliation, I think Joe should get that too. I did like Belize. I probably, just like anyone else, did not like Roy. Roy was a jerk. Didn't really like Lewis. Lewis seemed to kind of run away from his problems by sleeping with other men instead of just facing his fears about Pryor's condition. But then he kind of flips and is mad at Joe for doing the exact same thing. But so yeah, I didn't like Roy, I didn't like Joe. I mean, didn't like Roy, didn't like Lewis. Humor. I think the main person who contributes to the humor of this book is probably Belize. Belize is like really snarky, sarcastic, and serves as just kind of like a liaison between a lot of the characters here. Especially maintaining that weird friendship. Seemed like more of like a tolerant friendship between Pryor and Pryor and Lewis. Yeah, the humor in the book was kind of like a good little breakup between the really dramatic scenes. Anytime I saw Belize pop up in a scene, I was like, oh, okay, this book is about to be a little less difficult to read. With the exception of her conversation with, I think she had a conversation with Lewis about his political beliefs. That one was kind of a snooze fest for me, but hey, that's just me. Currently, humor, elements of humor. No. What role does humor play generally in our lives in times of trauma? Same thing, honestly. Like, even right now with coronavirus going on, it is a very serious situation. How long am I talking right now? 9 minutes? Okay. It is a very serious situation that's going on right now, this pandemic. But if you go on platforms like Twitter, there are jokes running rampant on Twitter. And even though this is so serious, I do find myself laughing. It is nice to have some type of humor that is related to this serious situation, to kind of like help you cope with it, if that makes sense. Has this play made you think at all about our current public health crisis? Yes, because this book is so dramatic. It seems like the world is ending and people are losing their minds throughout this entire book. And that is exactly what is going on right now with this whole coronavirus situation. I don't know about the elements of magical realism and angels and all of this stuff about, the book kind of talks about God deserting heaven and all this chaos. And there is a bit of a parallel with, I guess, in real life, God, that's probably a stretch, so I'm not going to really develop that point there. But I do think that it is similar to what's going on in this crisis that we have with COVID-19. I hope that take was, just making sure I don't have any other notes. Hope that was a good take. It's kind of what I got from this. Overall, this book really overwhelmed me. It was really hard to read. I got through it, but just reading plays is especially ones like this. Not really easy. I found myself like needing to take breaks, feeling really frustrated. But I do get what Kushner is trying to do here. So yeah, that's my take.